Hi everyone, today we'll start solving quadratic equations. Before we do, I'll show you what is a quadratic equation. So we've met quadratic expression, and quadratic expression is in the form when we have x squared, so we have ax squared plus bx plus c, and of course a has to be different by 0, okay? So let's say we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 5, and this is a quadratic expression, okay? So we have x squared, x, and a constant at the end, okay? And what is quadratic equation then? So equation is when we have an equal sign, okay? And we have left side and right side. So let's put ax squared plus bx plus c on left side, okay? And let's put 0 on right side. And this is an equation, and this is quadratic equation, okay? So we had quadratic in here, and we have equation, we have equal signs, okay? Of course, a has to be different by 0. So let's say we can have 2x squared plus 3x plus 5 equal 0, and we will be solving this equation today using factorizing method, okay? If you would like to draw a graph, the graph for quadratics is like U shape, and these points, when the graph cuts x-axis, these are the solutions, okay? It might be also upside down U when the first number is negative, okay? And we will focus on these points when we will be doing coordinates, but for now let's focus on factorization, okay? Okay, so let's start with the first question, what's really easy, the basic one, and half of work is done for us. So we have two back-to-back brackets, and we need to solve this equation. So solve means find x, what x is, okay? And as you can see, we have two brackets, and that equals 0, okay? So let's see when two factors equal 0. So first of all, when the first bracket is equal 0, or first factor equals 0, or the second one is 0, or both are 0, okay? So if we are multiplying two numbers and the answer is 0, one of the number has to be 0, or one of the factor has to be 0, okay? So we will follow this step. So first of all, first bracket, so x minus 4 equal 0, or x plus 3 has to be 0, okay? If we have the answer 0, one of the factors have to be 0, okay? So let's start. Now, this is the first step. So as I said, this is really basic question, and we don't need to factorize in here anything. It's done for us. So the first step is each bracket equals 0. So the first bracket equals 0, or the second bracket equals 0. And now we need to go to the next step. We need to solve for x. So the first one, x minus 4 equals 0. What do we need to do to find what x is? Okay, so we need to get rid of minus 4. So plus 4 and plus 4, and then x equals 4, or in here we need to get rid of 3, so minus 3 and minus 3. And as you can see, we still are following the algebra rules, okay? And then we have x equals minus 3, okay? So these are the answers. So x equals 4, or x equals minus 3. And now we can check our answers, okay? So how to do it? It's just simple substitution. So instead of x in here, we need to write down 4 first time and the next time minus 3. So let's check the answer, okay? And I'll show you how to do it. So let's make it a bit smaller. Okay, so first of all, x equals 4. So we have x, instead of x, we are using 4. So 4 minus 4 multiplied by 4 plus 3. Okay, so instead of x, we have 4. What's the answer? So 4 minus 4 gives you 0. And the 0 multiplied by, this is 7 in the second bracket. And 0 multiplied by 7 gives you 0. Okay? And then let's check when x is minus 3. So let's put minus 3 instead of x. So minus 3 minus 4. And then we have minus 3 plus 3. Okay, so we are following this equation all the time. And let's check the answer. What's the answer? So in here we have minus 3 minus 4, that gives you minus 7. And the next bracket, minus 3 plus 3, that gives you 0. Okay, so we have minus 7 multiplied by 0, and this is 0. Okay, when we are multiplying by 0, the answer is always 0. So correct. So if you are asked to solve the equation, your work is done in here, okay, and you can stop when you have x. But if you are asked to check your answer, you need to substitute. You need to put these numbers in here and check is that correct, okay? Okay, so we have next example in here, x squared plus 7x equals 0, and it's not factorized yet. So the first step is factorize, okay? So we need to get 2 brackets and then each bracket equals 0, and then we have to solve it, okay? So first of all, factorize, and in here we can just find the common factor for x squared and 7x. In this case, we have just x. So x, and we left with x plus 7, okay? And that equals 0. So if you want to check it, so x multiplied by x, that's x squared, x multiplied by 7, that's 7x. And we can leave it as it is, or we can just put another bracket in here. Now, the next step, each bracket equals 0. So x equals 0, or x plus 7 equals 0. And solve for x. This is solved. So we have just part work to do, and we need to get rid of plus 7, so minus 7 and minus 7. Whatever we do on left side, we must do on the right side as well. So x, we don't have it anymore, equals minus 7, okay? And this is the next answer. And the last example for today, x squared equals 9x, okay? So, what to do? We need to have x's on one side and 0 to the other side, okay? So we need to follow the rule, numbers on the left, letters on the right, okay? And 9x is on the right, and we don't want to have it on the right, so we need to get rid of it, okay? We need to change the sign. So first of all, we need to minus 9x and minus 9x, okay? So what do we have on the left, okay, in here? So we cannot cancel it out because this is x squared and this is x. So the only thing we can do is just rewrite it. So x squared minus 9x And that's what we have on the left. On the right, we can just cancel it out, because 9x minus 9x, that's 0. Okay, so that's all we need. And this is our equation, and we need to solve it now. So first step, factorize, okay? So take the common factor in front of the bracket. X is common for both of the terms, so x, and we're left with x minus 9, okay? And that equals 0. We can write down x and then bracket, or we can put x in the bracket as well. And we have two brackets already, and the step 2 says each bracket equals 0. So x equals 0, or x minus 9 equals 0, okay? Now solve. So this is solved, crunch. The first answer is done for us. Now we need to just solve the other one. So we have minus 9. We need to get rid of it. So plus 9, x equals 9. Done. Okay? Summarizing our video, we have our steps on the right. So you need to make sure you know these steps and you are following them all the time, okay? So for learning check, just if you could do these 3 simple equations. So in here, factorizing is done for us. So just you need to put x equals 0 and x minus 1 equals 0 and then solve it. The next one, you need to factorize first. So put this equation in this form when you have brackets. And the last one, you can see there's no 0. But what to do? You need to put it on the left and then equals 0, okay? So see you tomorrow.